Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel. Have you ever wondered how much stress affects your daily life? It's a question that's worth pondering because stress, like air, is something we all experience yet seldom see. Stress is a bit of a chameleon, you see. It's a psychological and physical response to situations that our mind perceives as challenging or threatening. Now, stress isn't always the villain it's made out to be. It can actually be a rather helpful ally at times, acting as a motivator, pushing us to meet deadlines, achieve goals, and overcome obstacles. However, like most things, too much of it can be harmful. When stress becomes chronic, it can negatively affect our mental and physical health, leading to a myriad of problems like anxiety, depression, and heart disease, to name a few. So that's the basic definition of stress, but where does it come from? Let's delve into that in the next scene. Sources and nature of stress. Stress can come from numerous sources and can affect us in different ways. Let's dive right in and talk about the different sources of stress. First, we have work-related stress. This could be due to a high-pressure environment, long hours, or conflicts with colleagues. Then there's relationship stress, which may arise from disagreements with loved ones, breakups, or the challenges of parenting. Health-related stress can be triggered by chronic illness, injuries, or even the fear of falling ill. Lastly, financial stress often stems from debt, the cost of living, or job instability. Now, these sources don't just cause one type of stress. They can lead to various forms, including acute stress, episodic acute stress, and chronic stress. Acute stress is a reaction to an immediate threat, often referred to as the fight or flight response. Episodic acute stress is when these acute stress responses happen frequently. Over time, this can take a toll on your health. Chronic stress, on the other hand, is long-term stress that seems never-ending and inescapable. This is the most harmful type of stress and can lead to serious health problems. The severity of stress isn't the same for everyone. It can be influenced by several factors. Your personality, for example, plays a significant role. Some people are just naturally more stress-prone than others. Your health status also matters. Those with poor health or existing medical conditions may experience more severe stress reactions. And let's not forget about social support. Having a strong network of friends and family can help buffer the effects of stress. Now that we know what stress is and where it comes from, let's move on to how we can deal with it. In the next scenes, we'll explore coping strategies, stress reactions, and how we can better manage stress in our daily lives. So, stay tuned. Coping strategies and styles. Coping with stress is something everyone has to do, but not everyone does it in the same way. And that's okay. It's all about finding what works best for you. Let's dive into some common coping strategies and styles. First, let's talk about problem-focused coping. This is when we tackle stress head-on by addressing the root cause of the issue. Say you're feeling overwhelmed at work. A problem-focused approach could involve delegating tasks, setting more realistic deadlines, or even improving your time management skills. This strategy is akin to fighting the fire. It's direct, it's proactive, and it's all about changing the situation causing the stress. On the other hand, we have emotion-focused coping. This strategy is all about managing our emotional response to stress rather than the stressor itself. Think of it as controlling the smoke rather than fighting the fire. It involves techniques like meditation, deep breathing exercises, or even just talking to someone about how you're feeling. This strategy can be particularly useful when the source of stress is out of our control. Now let's move on to coping styles. The way we cope with stress can be broadly divided into two styles: active coping and avoidant coping. Active coping involves directly confronting the problem and seeking solutions, like in problem-focused coping. It could be as simple as making a to-do list to manage your workload. Avoidant coping, as the name suggests, involves avoiding the stressor. This could involve activities like watching a movie, reading a book, or going for a walk. While this style can provide temporary relief, it's not always the best long-term solution, especially if the stressor is something that needs to be addressed. Understanding your preferred coping strategies and styles can make a world of difference in managing stress effectively. They can provide you with a toolkit to navigate stressful situations and help you feel more in control. But sometimes, despite our best efforts, stress can get the better of us. And that's okay too. Remember, it's not about eliminating stress completely, but about managing it in a way that works for you. Reactions to stress. Our bodies and minds have a unique way of reacting when under stress. Indeed, stress triggers a variety of physiological and psychological reactions, which are essential to understand if we are to manage our stress effectively. Let's start with the physiological reactions. When we're under stress, our bodies go into what's known as the fight or flight mode. This response is a survival mechanism that prepares us to either confront or flee from a perceived threat. Our heart rate quickens, pumping blood to our muscles, our breath quickens to increase oxygen supply, and our senses become sharper. While these reactions can be useful in a genuinely threatening situation, frequent activation of this response due to everyday stressors can lead to health issues like high blood pressure and weakened immune system. On the psychological front, stress can lead to feelings of anxiety, irritability, or depression. It can cause problems with concentration, memory, and decision-making. Some people may experience disturbed sleep or changes in appetite. Again, while these reactions can be normal responses to stress, if they persist or become severe, it could be a sign that the stress is becoming chronic and harmful. Recognizing these physiological and psychological reactions is crucial. They are our body and mind's way of signaling that something is not right, that we are under stress, and that we need to take steps to manage it. Ignoring these signals can lead to a vicious cycle, where stress leads to more stress, and health problems become more severe. But here's the good news. Once we recognize these signs, we can take proactive steps to manage our stress. This can involve various coping strategies, from relaxation techniques to cognitive behavioral approaches, which we'll delve into more in the next section. Remember, stress is a part of life, but how we react to it, how we manage it, can make all the difference. It's essential to listen to our bodies and minds, understand their signals, and take appropriate action. Understanding our reactions to stress is the first step towards managing it effectively. Overview. Stress is a part of life, but it doesn't have to control it. It's a simple truth we've been exploring throughout this discussion, and one that bears repeating. Let's take a moment to recap. We started by defining stress as a physical, mental, or emotional factor that causes bodily or mental tension. This response can be a reaction to a challenge or a demand, and it's a completely natural part of life. But remember, it's not the presence of stress that's the problem, but rather how we handle it. We then delved into the various sources of stress. Stressors can be external, like work, school, or major life changes. They can also be internal, like illness, or even the pressure we place on ourselves to perform at a certain level. And let's not forget the types of adjustive demands we face, the factors that influence the severity of stress, and how our own perception of these demands can exacerbate or alleviate our stress levels. Next, we explored coping strategies and styles. We learned about problem-focused coping, where we tackle the source of our stress head-on, and emotion-focused coping, where we attempt to change our emotional response to the stressor. We also learned about the benefits of seeking social support, using relaxation techniques, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle to help manage stress. Then we discussed reactions to stress. We learned about the fight or flight response and how chronic stress can lead to a host of health issues, from headaches to heart disease. Recognizing our reactions to stress is the first step to managing it effectively. So as we wrap up, remember this: stress is universal. It's something we all experience. But with knowledge and the right tools, we can learn to manage it. To not just survive, but to thrive amidst the challenges and demands life throws our way. Remember, stress is a part of life, but with the right strategies, you can manage it effectively. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe to the Psychology and Physical Training channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.